We're now at the Castillo de San Marcos, which is a historic fort in St. Augustine. There's an admission charge to come in here. There are some parking spaces available, not many. There is a readabout wall, which is the defensive line at the far end of it. And you can spend about 2 or 3 hours visiting the fort itself. There's a whole bunch of interesting areas on the gun deck. There's observation ports. There's living quarters inside, and many different areas where people can walk around and look and observe the many different areas in St. Augustine. It has an overlook of the bay, and this was a defensive part of St. Augustine. The construction was started in 1671, I'm sorry. It started in 1671 and was finished in 1695. In the ensuing interval, the town was burned to the ground many times. Across the street over here, there's a pirate museum and restaurants and gift shops and many other interesting places. Depending on the time of year, sometimes it's very slow traffic and other times it's busy as all heck. We're just waiting to get back into traffic over here. On the weekends, the traffic is horrendous. This time of year, it's really not that bad. At the far end of the fort grounds, you can see the defensive wall that encircled the whole city of St. Augustine. And they had observation points, and they also had armaments on the gun ports surrounding the area. Immediately beyond is the National Park Service headquarters, and across the street is part of the Palmetto Cemetery. Now there's a visitor information center over here, which has all kinds of interesting information, brochures, and things to give out. On the right is going to be the Ripley's, believe it or not, which started out as the castle warden. The Warden family, it was their mansion, and this dates back to the 1800s. Eventually it was sold to a lady who wrote the Yearling, Marjorie Kiernan Rawlings. She wrote the Yearling, and then she operated that as a hotel, and then it was sold to Robert Ripley for one of Ripley's museums. Along the road here, this is San Marco Avenue now. And there's a number of different kinds of shops, hotels, motels, gift shops, antique shops, many restaurants, tremendous amount of places to browse and walk. And it's an extensive area. It goes for about a mile or so. Now off to the right behind this is residential areas, and off to the left are residential areas. Traffic, as you can see today, is a little on the heavy side. It's really not that bad because when it's really heavy, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic here. Now we'll be coming up on the mission grounds of the Mission El Nombre de Dios, which was the original landing site of Ponce de Leon in 1513. Now these crosses on the right-hand side in the cemetery and the church ground, they symbolize the opposition to abortion. And there's a Prince of Peace church on the right-hand side over here, which is part of the property of the mission. We'll be going into the mission grounds a little bit, not too much. This is open to the public for visiting. And it's a lot of very interesting exhibits, and this is the first parish mass was said here on the site. Now the wooden cross that you see off in the distance, that was supposedly the landing site of Ponce de Leon in 1513. He came here, planted a wooden cross, and claimed this territory in the name of Spain. He claimed this whole area. He actually claimed Florida for the King of Spain. and there is a church over there, and there is a shrine shop. The shrine shop is on the other side of the lake over there. They have all kinds of gifts and artifacts and souvenir items. On the far side again is where the first mission mass was said in St. Augustine. They had an altar built over there, and the first Catholic mass in St. Augustine was said over there. That was in 1565. Don Pedro Mendez de Avalis came here with an armada of about 3 or 4 ships and 600 soldiers and their families to settle the area. Now we're going to be going back out onto San Marco Avenue again. Now we'll go a little bit further north. This is Mission Avenue over here because it's named for the mission. And then we're back on the A1A. Off on the right-hand side, a few blocks north of here, there is the old jail. In the mid-50s, a gentleman named Slim McDaniels bought the old jail from the county, and he had a turnstile he bought from the city of New York. Now here's also a turn here for the Fountain of Youth. You can see the sign. But we're not going to go down here. We'll go into and look at the old jail here. They do have sightseeing trains that they operate from here. And we can see some of this as we drive in. This is an attraction. Slam McDaniels was a very colorful gentleman, and he operated this as an attraction and brought tourists into town. He had jail wagons that he sent all over the Northeast. They have a trolley depot over here. They have all kinds of shops and artifacts and things for sale. And this is the piece of the ground that's been extensively refurbished. There's a prisoner over there talking to somebody from the old jail. This is an attraction. It's open 8 days a week. They also have sightseeing trains that they operate from here, and they take you on a ride around the town, about a 1-mile ride, and you can get on and off the sightseeing train at will. It's quite interesting, and they also sell discount tickets, so if you want to go into these places you can. Can build up when you start buying admission tickets to all the attractions around town. It does. Now there's another sightseeing train on the left-hand side, and that was a takeout family used to own that one. And now we'll be coming up to the carousel, and this is the road going up to A1A North on the right-hand side. This is the garden center on the left-hand side. Also the library shares the grounds. And this is the old Florida National Guard Armory, which still has some artifacts, and they store some materials over here. This is the north end of San Marco Avenue. Now on the right here, this is a Florida DMB school over here. It's a Florida school for the deaf and blind, and it's operated by the state of Florida. And they have schooling, instruction for visually and audio handicapped people, and they teach them all different sign language and many different things. There's a few more hotels and motels up here, a lot of automotive shops. Up on the corner on the left-hand side is going to be used to be a gift stop. It's now a sightseeing stop for the sightseeing trains. We'll be making a left turn at this intersection and getting over to US 1 again. The old sugar mill, it's called. This is on the right hand side. This is a motel. Used to be a Days Inn. I don't know what it is now. It's now the St. Augustine Welcome Center. Okay. I think they had a motel over here still, but that's on the far side of it. And this is State Road 16 we're approaching right now. And we'll just take a little bit of a ride on this intersection past the old intersection. And we'll get to see a little bit of US 1 coming back into St. Augustine. St. Augustine is always under construction. So we're going to come back on US 1 North, coming back into St. Augustine. And this is what you would see if you came in from State Road 16 onto US 1 and you headed south into St. Augustine itself. Hotels and motels along this route. Also automobile service shops. On the left hand side up ahead, the building with the red roof is the St. Johns County Public Library. They've got about 4 of them around St. Augustine. Also, you make a left turn to go at A18 going northbound. If you want to go northbound to the beaches, that's where you make a left turn. There's another visitor information center on the left-hand side. Bike week, so we've got a number of motorcycles in the area. McDonald's restaurant, there's Burger King up ahead. There's Zaxby's Chicken Place, Human Forest. Welcoming us to St. Augustine. They do have a parking structure here, which is fairly reasonable, and you can park all day and don't have to worry about parking meters. Now the left turn over here is that's Castillo Drive. Right, we have the San Sebastian River, which we'll be crossing over momentarily. Doing some new roadway construction and trying to improve the waterway. So, coming around this side of it. Up in the distance, there's the 3 buildings that used to be the Florida East Coast Railway, and those are now colleges. College of St. Augustine. That's over there. This is also a fire station on the left-hand side. St. Augustine has adequate fire protection. Actually, St. Augustine and St. Johns County have a number of fire vehicles available, so we're pretty well prepared to deal with any contingency on our part. And on the left over here is some of the San Sebastian River and some of the marinas. That area in the distance was slated for development. It's actually been for development for about 10 years now, and no one has bought it yet. And now we're going to have traffic we can go proceed on, so we're just going to go straight ahead. And this is coming up to King Street. to St. Augustine. We have just navigated the city of St. Augustine, at least the old part.